What's up, everybody?
Hey,
What's up, Zach? How are you doing?
good, good. Happy to be here.
So stoked to get to be live with you. Hello, everybody turning in. You are live on Adobe Live. My name is John Michael, and I'm with the great, the prolific editor, Zack Bromberg. Zach, I'm very excited to get to be in this live chat with you. I was looking through some of your work, and I saw that you've gotten to work with one of my favorite sketch groups of all time, Good Neighbor, on
Yeah,
Saturday Morning All Stars. So, like the sketch comedy nerd in me, just like had to ask you about like how working on that was.
it was awesome. It was awesome for like I also am a sketch comedy nerd. I do improv at nights, like that's my jam.
Oh,
But even
nice.
outside of that, like as an editor, talk about what a joy to work on because we literally got to create an alternate reality, which meant the attention to detail in terms of like commercials and stuff. Like it's supposed to take place in the 90s, but it's not really
Right.
our reality. There's all these slight things that are like off the whole time, in that very like Kyle Mooney-esque kind of way. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, getting to like we worked so hard on building all of that, and then it would be like, okay, this is our framework, but now this has all got to change. Or it was just a really, 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 really fun creative
So
process.
awesome. Yeah, I love the like 90s aesthetic because it felt very akin to like Brigsby Bear and like all of his stuff where it's just like it's funny, but it's also got this slightly odd like and nostalgic like visual aesthetic
Yeah,
to it. So
nostalgic, but something's not quite
something's
right. Yeah.
bad is happening. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And just looking at the chat, it looks like we got Cody, we got Ray from London, England. So this is, you might not have realized, this is an international crowd that we have right now.
Nice.
Thank y'all so much for joining us today. We're going to be taking a look at, well, Zach, you could probably say it better. Tell us what you're going to be taking us into today, or I don't know if you want to maybe also tell us a little bit more about your work outside of sketch comedy nerddom.
Yeah,
What else have
sure.
you been working on?
I'm been an editor, an assistant editor, and a producer for 13, 14 years now. During that time, I've worked on everything from small little internet videos to big full feature productions, documentaries, television. I do a lot of reality TV, especially during like strike times. I mainly AE work for that.
Awesome.
Uh, um, I love doing documentary work. I think that's like some of my favorite stuff. So yeah, I've got a little dabble in everywhere.
What do you think
Um,
is like one of the biggest differences you notice between like the doc work you do and the live like I saw you got to work with Kevin from The Office on Electric Jesus. Like
yeah.
I'm curious like what are some of those like differences when you're like working on those two different mediums?
Well, the lovely part about Electric Jesus is that it's an independent film. And
Yeah.
I've mainly worked on independent films and I love them for that reason because I did get to work with Brian. I did get to be on set and I did get to like do things that you probably wouldn't normally have done on like a super big budget feature. So the process for that, it's like everyone's professional, everyone gets paid for the time, everyone, it's still a professional production, but there is that little bit of that rough and tumble. Maybe we're gonna go a little the extra mile. Maybe we're gonna put in just a little bit
Right.
more because there's that art forward kind of mentality, which is just lovely to be around. Um, and then you compare that, you were like comparing that to like doc work. Is that what
Yeah,
was your
like
question?
unscripted. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, doc work is a marriage. You dive into doc work thinking it's going to be a year-long project and it's 5 years. And
Yep.
you start interviewing people and they're like, "Have you talked to this person?" And it's like, "Well, who's that person?" And you're like, "Oh, we have to talk to that
We
person."
got
So
to
then you
chase that
just
thread. Yeah.
production just almost never ends. You're just like constantly building and constantly building and constantly building. And then of course you get it all. And if you got a good director like we do for the docs that I do, David Barnhart, who's exceptional, then he's going to dive in and give you like a nice structured thing to go off of, and you can start building that story together.
Yeah, create some nice like borders for you creatively to like, operate in those parameters. And I think that do you have some work to share from some of those from that
Yeah,
collaborator? Yeah.
yeah. I don't have doc work on me today. I've shown it in the
Yeah.
past. I wanted to make sure that we're showing some, so just some updated stuff. A lot of this, with strikes and things like that. One of these is a film. One of them is an independent film that I worked on, but the other one is just something that me and my wife made for what was for a project in Atlanta called Experimental Puppet Theater, and we made a film. We had a budget of $300.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Been there.
but
Yeah.
it was fun. You know, it's just fun. And you're gonna see, I hope that there's like a lot of love in this piece. So I think we'll start there if that's works with you.
Let's
And then
do
we could
it.
talk about it. We could talk about the editing. We could talk about, you know, where we ran against a deadline and it shows, and the charm of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll stop there. There's credits, but
Amazing.
you guys can find those later. A lot of wonderful people worked on it,
You're trying to make
donated
us
their
cry.
time. Yeah, did you feel it there?
I
I'm
felt the
my
emotion.
yeah.
Like I was amazed that I could feel so much for such expressionless like sweet little bunnies, but then I loved like when it went into like Liam Neeson like take and moan with the like like
Right.
going to the trash can.
It's the
Um
the beauty of getting a composer goes such
yeah,
a long way.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
And I know we're about to jump into or tell us what you're showing us here today.
Yeah, so I thought it would be fun. So I'm a nerd. I play Dungeons and Dragons, and I always like to make an opening intro for my players. And I've been really lazy on this campaign, and the campaign's almost been going for a year, and I still haven't given them my usual gift of an opening trailer. And I don't
Gotta
know if
get
this
the
is gonna
people going.
yeah, yeah. And I don't know if this is going to turn into that for them, but I thought it would be cool to kind of show the process that I do for that. Also, we don't have to worry about stepping on any clients' toes doing this type of work. We can use stock footage, which I normally do, available music. So, we're all safe in those regards. But also, you can kind of see like the amount of play that you can do when you're not
Yeah,
restricted by a client. But yeah,
which
that's kind
is
of the plan.
so important to have those like places where we can just like create and go and feel free to just like be like, I'm gonna put this in here because it feels like the right thing to do. And Zach, I don't want to freak you out, but I just want to let you know that Chris Nolan has apparently entered the chat and has been
Oh
summoned
my,
into the Adobe Live chat. So no pressure, but you might be cutting in
he
front of
makes
one
the
of the
best
greats right
D&D
now.
intros of all time.
He
I don't
is
even know how I compete
notably,
to them.
I know he's
Yeah.
famous for his D&D intros. We also have Alessandra, Ray, Clever, and Cody also in the chat. So, anyways, excited to get this underway.
Hey guys, glad you're here.
Thanks, Chris Nolan. We hope you enjoy.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you're in the chat, I personally love input from you guys. I want to create this with you guys, right? So I'm going to show you kind of something that I slapped together yesterday. If you guys want, we can start from scratch and just start building this ourselves. If you want to build on top of this, I'm totally happy to do that. And I'm going to like show you some of the stock that we can pull from. You could just be like, "Ooh, what does that shot look like?" and put it in, or do we have something like this and see if we can make it work. This it should be about experimentation. It should be about fun. Um, I think we lose a lot of that joy a lot in this work. So this is just gonna be all about reclaiming that fun and taking risks. And some are gonna work, and some aren't gonna work, and that's okay too. So that's the kind of vibe that I would like to carry into this. But let's start off by just showing you kind of what I put together here. The campaign is a homebrew campaign that we're making, and it's all about gods and possession and 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 adventure and very classic D&D high fantasy. But there's like a big like the gods are at war kind of element. So you'll kind of see that as well. We'll just give it a shot. That's where we're at. That's as far as I got yesterday.
Nice.
Um, yes, that's where we're at. Like on the first pass of these, I like to play. I like to see what works, what juxtaposes together. And then on the second pass, which I'm gonna hope we get to, that's when I start to think about like, look, these are supposed to be opening titles. Like, where are these titles gonna go? How are they gonna fit? What's gonna be the rhythm of them? Um, but yeah, yeah,
Do
that's kind of
do
where we're
you have
starting from.
any like North Stars when you're cutting together a promo or like a trailer like this? Like, are you looking at like film trailers that feel close to what you want to get, or are you working backwards from like the characters in your campaign, or are you just like
I
I don't know,
definitely
grabbing stuff as you
started
go.
I started doing this with old school trailers. Like I started doing this with like kind of basing it off of these, existing stuff. This one I went way more free form than I normally do. It being like high fantasy. Like I didn't really want it to be like Game of Thrones or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, so I just kind of I did play more with the thematic elements. I kind of pulled a bunch of stock that fit the thematic elements, and now I'm just kind of seeing what works together, what doesn't, and then adding a
Yeah.
bunch of texture over the top.
Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of. But yeah, I do it the other way around as well, depending on the campaign
That's cool.
for
Yeah, I'm
sure.
always interested of like the chicken and egg of it of like, oh yeah, working backwards from visuals or like video that you felt matched it versus like I'm coming in with the super like specific, I don't know, reference that I'm basing it off of. But that's a
Yeah,
fun way to do it.
it definitely helps. I mean, the more restrictions you can put on yourself, really honestly, the better. I think restrictions are good. They give you a jumping off point when it comes to art. Uh, I probably could have done more of that this time, if I'm being perfectly honest. I really kind of went with a sense of play. That's why I did this. Like, I'm not a graphic designer. I use After Effects. When it's given to me in a template, I can create some really basic stuff. This was all done in Adobe, in Premiere. Um, and I'm an offline editor mainly. So I like to take the graphics as far as I can get them and know that I'm going to
Yeah.
give it to someone who's going to really make it much better. But I like them to be like, this is what they were going for. So they're not having to do too much guesswork. Same with
Right.
sound design as well. I overload it with sound design usually, tons and tons and sounds and sound effects. I've had, you know, um, sound designers after the fact be very grateful for the work that me and
Yeah.
my partner did on a film, just because they're like, whoa, like we're not doing any guesswork. It's like there's a sound here, there's a sound here, there's a sound here. They're all crappy sounds originally, but they give them like such a nice thing to go off of. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Thank
in
you.
yeah, I think in post production and production, you got to be kind to the person that you're handing off to. Just think of it as if you're handing it off to yourself,
Hmm.
and get it how you would want to get it. And a lot of times, what will end up happening is you'll get hired to do that other role, and you'll have not shot yourself in the foot. It's happened to me multiple times.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, for sure. Should we get cracking? What do we
Let's get
think?
cracking. Yeah, let's get into it.
Cool. Anything from the chat? Are we getting any?
Yeah, we just got one from Ray. He's wondering, do you add text to add to the story?
Uh, I add text in this project to clarify. I mean, this is going to be a title sequence, right? So it's just to I want to. This is all about gassing up my players, making them feel like rock stars, making them feel like
Mm.
main characters. So the text here serves to like I like to put a lot of like, especially with these star, I like to give each one of the players their own little thing, starring, and then with,
Oh,
and
nice.
then special guests. So they all kind of get their own little, little thing, and they're not just kind of lost in the shuffle.
Cool.
Is what I try to do sometimes. Just that little extra layer of fun.
And I'm
Um,
imagining like I thought I saw like a ranger and then there was the character holding the lantern. Those I'm guessing are like your
References to
buddies,
the
like
kid,
different
as close
characters.
as I
Cool.
could get. Yeah, as
Yeah.
close as I could get.
So over that would be like starring Jeff or the character name as
Yeah.
like, okay, got it.
Yeah. And I'll probably like once I get the titles in, be like, you know, graphically, this doesn't, I'm gonna have to shift some things around, or tempo wise, we need more room for this. That's why I get
Yeah.
like the bass down and then start tweaking that stuff.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, so our characters for this, we've got a dwarf cleric, classic. We've got a tiefling fighter. Who looks a lot like Hellboy. Too bad we couldn't get any Hellboy footage for that. We've got a half orc woman barbarian. Also everyone in our campaign's hot. They have to be hot.
Yeah.
My wife is DMing it with me, and that's just like she's like everyone's hitting on each other and everyone's hot. That's just the way it is.
There's tension running amok between all these
Exactly.
characters.
We have to have sexual tension every
Just
single
building,
session. Yeah,
palpable.
exactly. And a half elf warlock who's kind of a ranger vibe, to be honest. Like that's her vibe,
Oh,
but she
okay.
happens to be a warlock. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, if we just break down kind of what we have here so far, so see, we have like a god, right? And then we have the eye because we deal with a lot of possession in our campaign, and I wanted to, and it's always through the eyes. So I kind of had fun with this little eye blinking. I put the eye there, then this woman praying. I love fun I just love
Uh,
a dorky
that's a very
fun
fun
transition,
transition.
you know. Even if it's not the smoothest. And now we're here with praying. There's a beat there. I like to try with these to create, I don't want to just hop from one thing to the other. Each one of these I'm hoping is a motif. And
Hmm.
we might explore this and be like, that like it feels like we're missing a shot from this motif. It's like, yeah, maybe we need to expand that more. So like this, it's like her praying, but also like this is where she's probably praying. And then this is the bad guy again, all the gods, armies marching. This was me trying to kind of recreate the half orc. This is like a
Okay.
stock image of a demon that I changed if we go into Lumetri color, one of my favorite features,
Ooh.
um, you can see we have this wonderful little curve feature where I can pick a color, in this case, red, and make it green, which is what my goal was because she had a red face, so I wanted her to be green, and just like that, she's green. I can also make her any of these other colors. Of course, there's other filters on here because I do like to put a lot of texture on all these things.
Yeah.
Like if we go to normal, that's what it actually looks like.
Okay.
Got this kind of darken blend mode on to give it to just kind of blend everything together, and so we can see a little bit of the underneath layer, which is like this hellscape kind of connecting these moments.
It makes it like very trippy. It's kind of like a fun, yeah, kaleidoscopy effect too.
Yeah, the fantasy kaleidoscope. And also like I'm trying to like subliminally put if I can subliminally put multiple things in 1 second, then that's wonderful, right? If I can
Right.
give the idea of hell while giving the idea of this half orc, then I killed two birds with one stone.
Boom.
Same with these dragons. Like you see this dragon kind of overlay. Like it's
Oh, I
just
missed that actually.
yeah, it's just right here in this detail. It's very small
Yeah.
stuff. I'm hoping to just kind of hint at these things, And then of course we see the a close up of this hot air balloon, and then we cut to like an airship, a fantastical airship. So like um, this is obviously a reference to a fallen god, which is again a big campaign thing. And this is just a spooky guy that I thought looked cool.
A
um,
question from the chat just came in of, are there
yeah,
any demigods in this campaign?
good
Or like
question.
how do you build out the lore there?
Oh, that's yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, love that. So yeah, we're making this campaign by ourselves. We're choosing it, and the kind of and if I anyway, I hope none of my players are watching. I got to be careful. But
No
the
spoilers.
yeah, exactly. But the centerpiece of this world is that about 500 years ago, uh, half the gods, for whatever reason, got sent to hell and well, they got sent to hell because they were abusing their power. So any god in this world who had left the ethereal plane and entered our physical plane, essentially breaking the rules of gods, there was a spell done, and they all got sent to hell. And then in our current timeline, that barrier was broken, and now these old gods are suddenly flooding into the world, and everyone has to kind of and there's a big vie for power, and of course our heroes are at the center of that like vie for power. There are demigods. There's because when all of the gods for the normal reasons that they're demigods, but also when all of the gods got sucked into hell, the ones who found the loopholes to not get sucked into hell became things other than gods,
Hmm.
and we get to see after 500 years what that does to a god kind of thing. I like to really explore consequences of choices that we might just make up on the spot.
Yeah.
and then be like, okay, that's a true thing now because it's improv, that's a true thing
Yeah.
now. Let's build off of that true thing. What does that mean? you know
Right.
so we have gods that have spent 500 years in hell. We have gods who became warlock patrons to survive. We have gods who became demons, to survive. All these different things, and then we have the gods who didn't break the rules originally, and they've just been gods the whole time. So It's a really fun world, a really fun, like it's been a really fun thing to play. And then in the middle of it all, my players have invented a character called the Stag King. So at some point I want to throw like a deer or something in here.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, yeah, does that answer that question?
Oh yeah.
Cool. Um, so yeah, then we go into like clearly this is one of our characters, a little horror element, and then yeah, that's kind of where we end it. So and the note that I got from my wife was like, we need more cliffs because a lot of it takes place on cliffside. So I have a cliff shot here to throw in when we want to throw that in. I might toss it in at the beginning for a little
We
bit of,
gotta get more cliffs in this thing.
we got to do it. Yeah. So let's do that. And let's put a little fade here. I like, um, I like to use the opacity line instead of like just adding a dissolve because maybe it's just habit, but I like the control of it.
Yeah.
And that rhythmically doesn't work, so that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's fun. So yeah, now we've got our first shot. Let me bring in some of my stock with the window so you guys can see it and maybe make some choices ourselves if there's something that
Ooh.
interests you.
It's like
If
Christmas
anything,
Day.
exactly. We can do whatever we want. Try to get some, some fantasy elements here. Um, and then again, like references to gods, references to airships, uh, and just things, and then textural components, things that I plan on layering over other stuff.
Just to add
So
like light flares and kind of things like that. Just like,
my version of it, yeah, my version of
yeah,
light
yeah,
flares, where it doesn't look exactly like a light flare. I don't want to throw too much shade, but like
yeah.
uh the new Agatha All Along show, they open with a trailer of a fake show, and they use a lot of light flares. And I was just like, it's funny, but like honestly, the shows do a better job of those intros. I would have liked maybe a little bit of a stronger commitment, you know,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
to the bit. But yeah. So, what are we feeling? Anyone feeling anything in particular? We can also I can just start playing if we want to.
Chap, if y'all see anything you like, you just let me know here. It's like, yeah, I see there's like a lot of with the trees, hot air balloons. We got some textures to choose
Yeah.
from.
We got some classic MIDI, fighting stuff.
Ooh,
Um, you know, and of course a lot of eyes. And now cliffs.
when in doubt, eyes and cliffs.
Yeah, exactly. When in doubt, eyes and cliffs is a good philosophy. In fact, I'm seeing while people are deciding if they want to decide, I'm going to take this shot here, which is the soldiers marching, and I'm going to layer it over my other soldier shot because I think that's a little boring at the moment and I want to make it more dynamic.
Let's punch it up.
Let's punch it up. So here's that. That's what I'm talking about. Let's bring this in here. And again, I'm going to, it's my theme for this one. I'm going to change the blend mode to kind of, that doesn't work. Trial and error. To try to find one that, ooh, I like that.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. So let's see how this looks. Okay. I don't like how it comes in, but I do like that it comes in.
And with the blend modes, are you just clicking and just saying like, all right, didn't work,
Yep.
didn't work, or is there one that you normally are like, I'll start with
Nope.
multiply, or I'll start? Yep.
I forget them every
I
single
honestly
time.
do the same thing. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just like, I can't really remember. Yeah, just
Yeah.
see. You
And then I've been like, oh, I like this one. Now let me compare it to all the others.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And then we'll like do a little, I'm really just playing around. I really try not to be too judgmental of myself until I've slept on it and come back, This is
Yeah,
just
you
about,
you can't be in
yeah,
the early days. Yeah, you just gotta piece it together.
cool. Yeah, I like that. Anybody else see a shot that they liked?
I mean, playing off of Ray's, question about the demigods. I'm like, maybe there's a good little. We got a
Ooh.
good god clip in here, maybe.
Yeah, throw in another God clip. I think it's definitely safe in this campaign to throw in more God stuff. Let's see what we got.
Can never get enough gods in this.
Absolutely. Maybe we could do another like eye imagery, but like it's an eye in the sky type thing. Because I do have a
I
lot of
like
eye
that.
stuff. What's this? What does this look like?
That
Ooh,
gives
that's fun.
me it's like Valhalla or what I don't know. It reminds me of like the Northmen or something like that.
Yeah, some
I
Norse
like it.
god stuff.
Thank you. That's what I was like. I got there eventually. Yeah.
I want to tighten this up because it's got a weird gap in it. Just move that here. I don't need to see that hell pit or whatever. And then, of course, the rhythm's off now, so let's fix that up. Yeah, that's good. And let's throw in this guy of these like lovers kind of. And I want to use the movement, so we'll just do it on their movement here. I like movement. I'll add my own if I don't get it automatically. Um, Something that I always say on all of these chats is shortcut, shortcut, shortcuts. Make sure you're creating them always, using them always. Um, I, I just think it's good to keep things as quick as possible if you can. Gonna set the frame size. So, all right, let's get the rhythm right. Yeah, we don't really need to be on this shot for too long. It's not that cool.
Ooh, we just got another good idea from Ray here asking about are there any shots where you're seeing falling bodies or something that would represent the god's descent into hell? Anything like
My God, what a cool question. Oh my God, I didn't think of any of that when I was pulling stock. I mean, I had that hand coming out of the sand, but
right?
I love falling bodies.
That's a cool idea.
Hmm. Should we open up Adobe Stock? Find
You
something? I
just
tried to avoid
let's see what
that, but
falling bodies gets us.
yeah, maybe. Adobe Stock.
Or I guess you could also do like a POV or something of something falling from the sky if they don't.
Yeah, exactly. Just to imply it, right? Just
Something
to
to show
imply
some
it.
motion. Yeah.
Error forbidden. What? How am I forbidden? It's because I have all my stuff in different accounts all the time. I don't want to waste time doing this. I don't.
We could see, I guess, from what you have if there's anything
No,
that
but it says I have credits here. So what is going on here? All right, whatever. I can always pull a preview. I don't mind. Let's see. Falling bodies. What do we got?
this has got to be the best. Oh, some very
Interesting.
anatomically correct ones.
You might as well go for it, you know? Yeah, I put in bodies and now it's just
It's like that is a very different campaign.
yeah. I mean, not really.
Oh wait, yeah, wait. Back to the tension. Yeah, it's
This is
powerful.
good. Look at this. This is kind of, I mean, I know it's not a falling body, but it's a guy
I
getting
feel.
saved by a mermaid. That's kind of neat. It's very fantasy, right?
Oh, definitely.
Uh let's download. Let's just do a preview for now. You can
And
always buy it
the
later.
legendary Chris Nolan, wants a "You shall not pass" moment.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
The Nolanator has spoken.
Yeah. Let's try just falling. Bodies is throwing the search off.
Just it's a Dove ad now.
And look
Yeah.
at that.
Oh
Wow.
yeah. Oh, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah. Found it. Great.
you did that.
Now, do I? Yeah, good. I already have this, right? Not trying to buy more. Let's do a preview just in case. I can't charge myself these things. We'll live with a little watermark
Yeah,
on things. Cool.
placeholder.
And then maybe afterwards we'll replace those and we'll put the final up somewhere for people to see. This also looked interesting to me. Yeah, let's complete the fall, right?
Oh yeah, that'd be
So
kinetic.
now, again, finding these ways to create like a little mini story in here is what I really want to do as much as possible. So yeah, love that. That's great. And then we were talking about you shall not pass. I'm literally going to type in you shall not pass and see what happens.
Okay, and Chris clarified he was just like, I guess riffing on the fact that we were having some trouble accessing
Oh,
something, but
oh, oh.
I feel like we should commit anyways at this point.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe we type in epic wizard.
Yeah, yeah, just a wizard or your warlock doing their thing.
Right. Let's see what we got. Ooh, fun.
Come
Oh,
on.
that's very you shall not pass.
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, how much more can you get
That's
than
you
that?
can't.
All right. Cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
that has to
great.
be in there.
We're off to a wonderful start. These are great suggestions. Please keep them coming. Like, if I'm doing all this myself, then we're not doing it right. Like, it's got
It's
to be
like
all of us.
Chris didn't even know he was making a suggestion, and he made one, and boom, we found an
Absolutely.
epic clip.
All right. Let's.
While you're laying that in, can I ask a question? Like, do you are you showing the hype video at the start? Like you've got everyone gathered around the table and it's like, all right, let's watch our like our hype video before we get into this, or is it like you're sending, I don't know, I'm just curious of like when and how many times you're like
Yeah,
using
no.
the video.
So when I'm on my game, I literally for every arc will make a new updated trailer when I'm on my game, and we will watch
Are
it at the beginning
Oh,
of that
nice.
session.
Oh, every session you've got a new video.
Not session.
Okay.
An arc can be multiple sessions a lot of the times. Just like that
Got it. Got it.
chapter of the story, that particular
Yes.
conflict, that
That
type
makes
of thing.
sense. Yeah, like yeah, each act break or something.
All right, so we've got our guy falling, which I'm going to speed up probably. But let's see where. Yeah, we're gonna really speed it up. Just again, there's no rule to this that I'm really doing. That's fun. Let's go faster.
I want to add a voice. It's like, ah!
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah, keep those ideas too. Oh, is that too fast? Is that too much? It's too much.
What's the name of the like classic scream in every action? The Wilhelm scream or the what is it?
Oh, I don't know it. I'm not loving. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not loving this fall because I want something that's gonna go down so we can match it to our really cool falling in the water shot. So
Okay.
let me see if we can find just real quick. Like this might work, honestly. Also, what's this over here?
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I think this first one is gonna work the best. Ooh, this is like literal. Of course, there's nothing godlike about that. Yeah, let's do this first one, I think. This one right here. This.
Yeah, that light's pretty epic.
Yeah, and then we will have them hit the water.
I
Cool.
like the music you chose.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's always a risk. It's like, oh, I'm going to be stuck with this. And I would love one time to have like a finished product for one of these and then change the music and then recut just to show like, look how much different it is. That might be a fun thing to do sometime. Okay. It's this guy. And let's bring that in. Cool. And yeah, this is our falling guy. Love that.
Nice. And the chat did confirm it's the Wilhelm scream, and apparently there's one called the Howie long scream. Haven't heard of that.
Oh, that's interesting. All right. I think we're going to want to speed this guy up too. Let's just go to the same spot and see what we got. Yeah, could be a little longer. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, whatever that stuff is that's falling from the top seems to fit the music well too for some reason. It's just like that pace is nice.
The only thing I don't love about it is I just want to be closer, I think. So let's just get closer.
Enhance.
I don't worry about quality stuff on this kind of thing. It's all about telling the story more than anything,
Like creating kind of a feeling that just gets everybody like, yes, let's go.
This is all for fun. Let's try something else. Maybe, again, I am guessing here. I am just going to play with some movement and hope it makes sense. Let's see. What is this? We can only go down. I don't like my choices. Let's go back. Let's go to 150. Let's do that. And I'm gonna cheat. This is very wrong of me, what I'm about to do.
Break the rules.
We're breaking the rules. I am going to, for the sake of this, just cheat our guy
Is that
here a
just,
little bit.
is that
Just
like
to
a mat
remove.
you just?
Yeah, I just put a mat on to remove the watermark, and we will do that. And actually, maybe we'll keep this, and we will do our little fun guy to see how an overlay can work. And then I kind of want to just make this no, I don't like it. Let's remove that. I don't like what it's doing. Yeah, let's just keep it simple. Yeah, great. And now we'll hit the water. Cool ideas, gang. Fun, fun, fun. Never would have thought it myself. This is why collaboration is the best thing in the world. Yeah, that's fun. I wonder if there's a way I can even. Nah, let's just.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bum, bum.
Oh yeah, I forgot about our
Our
floating
mermaid.
mermaid.
Yeah. I want to go a little bit like kind of before the mermaid. Just our guy here. And yeah, let's just play it. Let's see how this is looking. I don't love the falling guy, to be honest. Taking me out of it a little bit. That like doesn't
Just
land for me at all.
the placement of it, just like where it is, or the clip itself, or
Yeah, it's the clip itself. I kind of like maybe we just ignore that. Let this play out longer. Yeah, I kind of like that a little bit better.
progression makes sense.
For now. I hate to do this, but I want to see if we have any better falling people. Is there anything better in here? Anything better at all? Anything of someone just moving past the frame,
And this was
falling?
another idea was when you're showing the like falling body images, like yeah, it could maybe some kind of like lava overlay or some kind of like
Ooh, that's good. I like that. All right, let's get, yeah, maybe we do that, and that will be our
ooh, that's
fun
very
little,
helly.
very helly indeed. Um, I'm not a fan of this one that much anymore, so we can remove that and start this whole falling sequence here instead. All right, we're probably going to choose the timing. Should we go back to this guy? Is this our best falling guy we got? Or maybe is this guy better? Does that feel better? Decision. These are such important choices,
Mm.
and they're going to change life. They're going to be life and death. Oh yeah, I actually think that isn't horrible. It's just more of like a timing thing. And I think, sound effects
Mm-hmm.
are gonna really kind of enhance these moments. Like that would be like the last thing I do, but yeah, let's get that hell.
Order of operations is kind of like set your visuals, get it timed to the music, and then you're gonna add in the bells and
I'm gonna
whistles of
I'm gonna like overkill on all the audio design, like really
nice.
overkill on all the audio design.
What kind of like audio design do you like? Are you just looking for like hits and like suckbacks and like trailery
I'll
kind of
definitely
sound
put that
effects, or
stuff in there, but I like to experiment, I like to try to if I can find something that is unconventional but somehow still conveys the same thing, I'm like
Yeah.
all about it. Um, I especially when doing stuff like this, right, where the name of the game is to experiment. Like we want to see what fun things we can alchemy. Yeah,
That's
I like
cool.
that. I
Yeah.
think it can be a little longer on this falling guy, and yeah, and then now we can. Nope. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that feels better to me. What do we want next? What's our idea? So we got falling gods. Let's play it out.
Oh, what about our you shall not pass person?
Oh, right. Or you shall not pass. We definitely need to bring that in.
Damn, damn, bow, 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 bow.
You shall not pass. You shall not pass. Alrighty.
It'd be awesome if he delivered the line that way. You shall
Yeah.
not pass.
You sh-
Honestly,
yeah.
just
Honestly,
no, just
can we
don't
just
pass.
I honestly I just want to be honest with you.
It's kind of a
And
huge inconvenience to me, you passing.
let's transition into this. All right, that's where you're gonna cut.
What do y'all think what is he you shall not passing right there? Is that like another god, or is that just some kind of
In our campaign,
what would it be?
uh,
Yeah.
I would say that this looks like so. One of the themes of our campaign is the power of four, the power of a party of four, and throughout history, every major event that was either solved or caused or whatever was always by an adventuring party of four. And there's
Nice.
the famous adventuring party that closed the original portal had a wizard very much like this. So what I'm seeing here from our story is that we're looking back 500 years ago when the original portal was closed, and this is our one of those wizard, essentially sending a god to hell. Um, yeah,
Doing the job themselves. Nice.
yeah. And then I'm just gonna add in a little bit of push here.
Sweet. What's up, clever Devlin? If you've got any shot ideas, keep them coming.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to just find a transition from these two at this point. So we're here and we're like in the water, maybe this type of thing.
Ooh,
So fast though.
I
Oh,
feel
I
like I'm on
hadn't.
a roller coaster. Whoa!
Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is a textural thing I brought in, but I think it's really gonna.
Ooh, we got some connective tissue.
Yeah, that's fun. It's fun. And then obviously we don't really want that by itself, but it's a nice starting point.
That's a
For
nice little fun transition piece right there.
Yeah, I think we just want to layer.
Another idea is coming through the chat is for a "You Shall Not Pass" sing the portal from hell to earth. So it's like maybe after the wizard does their thing, we get something that makes us feel like we're in that portal or kind of transitioning us.
Oh, that's fun. I like that.
There's the stag.
There's our stag. We got him in there.
Like it kind of, it's like it's a little obscured. It's like, what is that?
Yeah, the Stag King. It's so funny. Again, an ad lib in our campaign that has now become a major plot point that everyone is heavily invested in. is they one of the characters could speak with animals. They were talking to a deer, and they were obviously wanting to talk about gods. And the deer was like, "The only god I worship is the Stag King." And they're like, "What's
Boom.
the Stag King?" And I was like, "Oh no."
I gotta make up a whole other thing
It
now. Yeah.
really became this huge thing. I don't like that. That's okay though. I do have a couple. Well, let's see if they transfer over because I did upgrade recently. Let's see if I still have some of um my essential graphics, Adobe Essential Graphics. I usually have some flare. No. Oh, no. Are they here? Does look like good. Yeah. These are some little fun flare things that I have
Oh, nice.
for exactly these purposes.
Da, da,
And
da.
again, it's just easy peasy. Doesn't need to be complicated. Yeah, let's portal it. So we're talking portal, right? That's what we're thinking here.
Yeah, I think so. So like we see him casting against that god, and then we're getting to see what that portal looks like that's sending him to hell.
Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of inspired by this guy at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That even feels like it could be another god eyeball opportunity after that or
right.
something. I mean, maybe you don't want to do
No,
it
I
again,
mean,
but
no, it's a good point. I mean, it's a reoccurring look, themes are good. Repetition is good. That's how you know you're telling a story and not just a list of things.
yeah. All right, the chat is liking that. They're liking that shot.
They like the eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't know if Adobe likes it right now. Well, certainly didn't like the what's happening here. Oh no. We liked the shot. Sure. Okay, well, that's fine. It'll let me. This is why I create proxies for
Yes.
exactly this purpose.
Yeah.
Time goes by so fast on these lives. It's
I
wild.
know.
I'm so
We
glad we started with something at least.
Yes, we've got
Um,
about a minute left, so it sounds like we'll laying in this shot will be our final piece for now.
yeah, this is a kind of cool little ending too. I think it works with the, honestly with the sound drop there, right? So let's do that. And one last thing to just enhance. I cannot believe we're almost out of time. That is
I
just
know that went quick.
yikes. It's always so much fun to do this with you guys. So
Yes, thank you for all the great Rex chat. It feels like just yesterday we were talking about falling bodies from the sky. Now it's over.
and now it's already over. I know that is just wild to me. Should we watch it from the beginning? Our little
Let's do it.
creation here.
Let's go out on getting to see what we put together.
Oh, there it is.
You shall not. You shall not pass.
You shall not
Amazing.
pass.
Zach, thank you so much for walking us through that today. It was awesome to get to do this with you. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Stick around for a lot more great live streams coming today. We've really enjoyed the time with you all. And hopefully we get to do this again, Zach. I'd love to do
This was so
another
much
campaign like
fun. I
this.
love doing it. Yeah, we'll update you on the campaign. We'll see how many of those gods made it.
Yeah, keep us posted.
Awesome.
Okay, thanks everybody.